All right, hello folks. We just wanted to put a video out there where we address the issue of can one of our spin coater kits be placed in a glove box? And of course the answer is yes. Other people have had success with transition in our spin coater kits into a glove box. Now there are a few issues that you have to be aware of when you attempt to do this. First and foremost, these LCD screens do not do well in high vacuum settings as found in the antechamber. So one of the ways that's recommended if you have an LCD device to get into a glove box is to, instead of doing a single strong vacuum purge in the antechamber, you would basically use several cycles of purging and then finally transfer the controller into the glove box. And folks have had success using that method to get our kits into the glove box, but then there's some challenges when you have the controller inside the glove box, because the thick rubber gloves that's typically used to control tend not to, the touchscreen tends not to react or be effective with those. There are, however, little pads you could place on the tips of the fingers of those thick rubber gloves that will allow you to use a touchscreen. Another option is just to use a stylus that is for capacitive touchscreens, as this is, and that should work. If, however, you don't want to place the controller inside the glove box with the base of the unit, if your glove box has what's called a USB feed-through, then that's a pretty easy fix. What it is, this would be connected on the outside of the glove box through the USB port, and then on the inside you just need a USB-A to USB-A cable which connects to the base of the SCK-300 unit. One thing though, that USB feed-through has to be a passive device, meaning that there is no USB hub or anything in it. If it's just a straight passive USB feed-through, then that's a pretty easy way to have the controller on the outside and have the base unit sitting inside the glove box. A more complicated alternative is to actually get one of our USB Bluetooth modules that connects to the base of the unit, and then you could control the unit by using a computer program over Bluetooth. So a little bit more complicated, and we'd only recommend that if you have some knowledge of working with wireless Bluetooth modules and so forth. A more complicated approach that you could take is actually to convert this controller into a wireless unit. And we're just going to give you a brief overview of the components you will need, and then we'll show it working. So again, this would not be a step-by-step DIY video, but it just to show you that it's possible. One note though is that we'd only recommend you attempt this if you have some background with Arduino and UART communications, and if you don't understand what any of that means, then that really should not be an option you consider. But we'll put one together by using components that you could just get off Amazon. Alright, so what are these modules or components do you need? Turns out not very complicated. First set of components you need is a pair of these Bluetooth modules. Now these modules communicate with each other, and so you just have to hook up the controller to one of them and the base unit to the other one, and you get wireless communication. The best module we've tested so far is this one by a pair of modules by DXMart. It worked real well so far. However, we never tested it cycling in and out of a glove box, so we'll see. Next thing you will need is just a USB power adapter, 1 amp with a switch on there, and lastly you need a simple plastic enclosure We like this one because it has a nice transparent top, which lets you see the LED indicators on these Bluetooth modules, and a small toggle switch, and of course you will need a female USB-A adapter and the male USB-A adapter, and that's it. So let's now put these together and all right, we have wired everything up correctly, and so we connected our the slave module to the base unit using a USB male connection, so that's all good. And then we have our master module, Bluetooth module, in this nice enclosure, and all the wiring is connected correctly. So we have power coming in, then we have a USB-A female connector, which we connect our PDC-4 controller up to, and let's see if everything works. So now, which of these do you turn on first? It really doesn't matter, but so we could turn on the base unit first, and you'll see that it's blinking. That indicates to us that it's not connected to this the master module. So let's go ahead and power on the master module and see this. So initially this blinks really rather quickly, and then it remains lit. That indicates to us that these two appeared. Now you have to go ahead and use this little toggle switch to power up the PDC-4 module. So why do we have to power up the PDC-4 module after these appeared? It's because of the way the PDC module works. When it's directly connected to the base, as soon as you turn the base on, it gets power, then it waits about, I believe, 5 seconds to try to initiate the motor controller. However, when we have it connected in this setup, it takes about 2 to 4 seconds for these modules to connect with each other. And in the meantime, if you are also part of the PDC-4 at the same time, it will be trying to connect to the base module, and you will get an error. So you have to wait for these two modules to pair, and then you could use a toggle switch to power it on. And once you do that, everything should work as expected. And again, there's no difference how this works now than when it works, how it would work connected directly to the base unit.